Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Rampage. You guys know I have to report since no one else is watching Rampage, but I did tell you guys that we do have the Continental Classic on Rampage. Now we had 3 Continental Classic matches on here, and we did have the ladies in action as well. We started off with Kazuchika Okada versus Pastor Briscoe. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't bad. However, the energy between them wasn't what I thought it would be. I felt like for the most part, this was a slower pace. Pastor Briscoe normally have that really high energy that I just felt like he didn't give typically tonight. So for me, I was just like, oh, okay, not at the pace that I thought we was going to get, but still a great opening match. We get the typical Okada. And I have to say, you know, people have been saying lately that the Okada that they've typically seen, especially outside of AEW, it's not the Okada that we have right now. And I'm just gonna say, let's give it some time to see how Okada fits in AEW. Him being part of the Continental Classic, I do feel like is a really great way to show where he fits in this company, especially since he's had this title for quite some time and really not much has come of it, unfortunately. So hopefully this whole tournament turns out to be something to, put his mark in AEW. Now, speaking of Mark Briscoe does not end up winning. I feel like he's going to take all the L's here once again, just like last year. And if that's the case, maybe this wasn't a spot for him to be put on. I guess you have to sacrifice somebody on each league. So Pastor Briscoe seems to be that sacrifice. And honestly, I don't necessarily care for it, but whatever. Okada ends up taking the win. Now he has 4 points. Remember, he went against Daniel Garcia. He had a draw with Daniel Garcia. I knew this foolishness was going to happen from the jump. Ever since I seen that they were on the same league, I said their match is definitely going to be a draw. And that's exactly what Tony Khan did. And so now he has 4 points. And I'm kind of looking at him to be the one to at least win in the Blue League, but I could be wrong. So while we were watching that opening match, there is an annoying voice just bothering me, and it's Chris Jericho who's doing commentary during the first match. So he's with Shivani, Excalibur, and Daddy Magic, who apparently has nothing else to do. So he's doing commentary on Rampage, and once that match was over, he decides he has some things to say. He gets off the table, goes into the ring. Everybody's already booing. The second he stands up, he goes in there and he's talking about Matt Cardona. And I'm going to say this. He ends up mentioning the Final Battle pay-per-view, which they never really do. They never talk about these pay-per-views, Ring of Honor pay-per-views on AEW. They're even showing the graphics for Ring of Honor and what's going on for the pay-per-view, which is very interesting because it's something I've been complaining about, them not promoting Ring of Honor at all during AEW TV. Now, while he's talking about this, Matt Cardona actually comes on out there and everybody's happy about him out here. And I'm just like, whatever you do, Matt, come shut him up because I don't want to hear him talking. No, he comes on in there and he goes, basically, he's going to whoop Chris Jericho's ass. And this is probably the biggest opportunity in terms of him getting the Ring of Honor World title. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know about that. But, you know, thank you for participating at the pay-per-view in 2 weeks. Now, Chris Jericho goes on, he said, look, I've been seeing what she's been doing these past few years, ever since, they don't mention WWE, but you know, he said, basically, I've been watching you all these years, and I've seen how much of success that you have accumulated over the years, but baby, no matter what you do, you still gonna be Zach. And I was like, oh, what the hell? Then they started getting into it. They get into a little scuffle, and when you see that, you know, Chris Jericho getting his ass whooped, Brian Keith comes from back there and he ends up joining in. So now it's 2-on-1. Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona has no friends in AEW. Look how I said Zack Ryder with just the greatness of ease. Like I forgot for a moment. He had no friends apparently, so no one comes out to help him, and they end up whooping his ass. And to really make sure his ass stayed down, Brian Keith take that big ass Texas size belt buckle and knocks him out with it just to make sure he doesn't get up. For this, I mean, honestly, I can't say I care for this. The only thing that I'm actually happy about is that people are actually going to see that Ring of Honor still exists with them actually mentioning this on Rampage. So for me, I think that's a win. I do think that, yes, they're looking for a TV deal. Using Chris Jericho for this TV deal, I don't necessarily think like that's the best route, because Chris Jericho, while he is a legend in this business, yes, I'm gonna say something nice, he is, and he's accomplished so much. Right now in his career, there's a disconnect between him and the audience. It's one thing for you to be a heel and the crowd don't like you, but it's another thing where everybody's just like, bitch, stay home. Like, we don't really care about what you're doing right now. And that's exactly what it feels when it comes to Chris Jericho. I don't know what it's going to take to change things, but Matt Cardona is not going to be the thing to make people want to like Jericho or whatever situation is. As long as they're able to promote this pay-per-view, then I'm cool with it. As long as people are able to see that something's happening within Ring of Honor, hopefully that'll bring more eyes to people in the promotion. And remember, the Honor Club is $9.99 monthly, and the pay-per-views they are included in that price. So if y'all want to check out the Final Battle pay-per-view, go ahead and get yourself at least 1 month of Ring of Honor. Up next, we do have Daniel Garcia versus Beast Muertos. Beast Muertos, please. All them growls throughout the match. I liked it. I'm into it, Beast Muertos. Give me a call. You look at Daniel Garcia, you look at Beast Muertos, and there's a size difference. There's a strength difference. And their wrestling styles are different. I do like Daniel Garcia's wrestling style. I do feel like he can use a little bit more personality in the ring, but I like him. However, this match here, I feel like Beast Muertos did a really great job at helping Daniel Garcia look stronger than what he normally is. Daniel Garcia giving Beast Muertos a superplex. To me, it was just like Beast Muertos doing all the work to really help Daniel Garcia look strong here. And a little unbelievable for me, but that's how you know you're working with a good wrestler. So, it is what it is. I was hoping for Beast Muertos. Maybe I'm a little biased. But Beast Muertos doesn't end up taking the win here. Now, Daniel Garcia also, like I said earlier, Kazuchika Okada has 4 points. Daniel Garcia also has 4 points now because he was in a draw match with Okada. So now they both have 4 points. I believe they both have the lead as of right now in the blue lead. I do want to say this though. Beast Muertos, he always does a great job in the ring. I think people find him entertaining. I think he has a really cool look and all these things. However, I just want that at the end of this, that not just Beast Muertos, but for just about everybody that's participating in here, something needs to come out of this whole thing. And I don't want Beast Muertos to just go through all this and then kind of get lost in the shuffle. We haven't seen anything LFI related, no Jake the Snake Roberts or anything during the Continental Classic. And it's not that they have to be out there, because you can't be out there. But in the meantime, nothing is playing out with those guys, which is kind of, I don't know, something about that is kind of making me feel a little bit nervous for Beast Muertos, because they have dropped the ball on LFI several times since LFI has started. And I don't know, we'll see what ends up happening with that. It was a great match, but I think really Beast Muertos, he should have taken the win. Like, he looks like a winner. I'm just being biased right now. After this, we have the Vendetta, you guys know, which is Deonna Purrazzo and our girl Taya Valkyrie in squash match tag team action against Ella Elizabeth and Freya States. I've already said this probably. They've already dropped the ball on the Vendetta, to be honest with you. I really do feel like it. Can we fix it? Maybe. You guys know Deonna Purrazzo, since she's been doing this, it's been definitely about 2 months since they've been teasing and all these things about the Vendetta and whatnot. And then when our girl Deonna has her first match, is at the pre-show of Full Gear, and she ends up taking the L, which I felt like was horrible decision to make. I did express my feelings on X about it, and surprise, Deonna Purrazzo liked my post, and I was just like, oh my god, I felt bad about her reading that. But hey, it's the truth. I'm pretty sure she agreed, other people agree as well. But here we are, a few weeks after Full Gear, we see the Vendetta again, and they're in tag team action. And honestly, I don't mind them doing tag team action. That's not the problem. Squash. We have to do something to revive this. And it's not just this group, but other groups too, where it just seems like, okay, there's a purpose, and then all of a sudden they lose their purpose because of the bad booking. Tony Khan, baby, let's get it together. Vendetta ends up taking the win, but I think we need to do more. This is Deonna Purrazzo we're talking about. Deonna has had an amazing career outside of AEW, and since she's been here, I do want to point out that her feud with Thunder Rosa was amazing this year. Definitely, probably, maybe the best feud in terms of women's this year. And the matches were absolutely amazing. I've actually seen a few of those matches in their feud live. And I'm just like, these girls, they are fucking top notch. And right now, both Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo kind of lost in the shuffle. And even Taya Valkyrie, who is another international star, who I feel like hasn't gotten much since she's been in AEW. But at least she's traveling with her husband. So what more can you ask for? Our main event we have... for the Gold League, Ricochet versus Commander. Yes, you heard that right. You heard that right. For the billionth time, Ricochet versus Commander. This might have been their third match together, I want to say. Maybe fourth. Something like that. Third or fourth match. And you're probably wondering, like, that's not a bad thing or anything. People wrestled each other a lot, too. Ricochet hasn't been in the company that long for him to be in the ring with somebody 3-4 times already. And this is the thing when you're putting people within, certain leagues. Like, we know Juice Robinson got injured, so someone had to take his place. So Commander, I do think, was a good choice. And like Pastor Briscoe, somebody got to be taking the L's. But this time in the Gold League. So for me, I was kind of a little bit like, we've seen this already. Let's see what they're going to do. And not going to lie, I fell asleep. Because the flipping and all this or whatever, if I wanted to see all this, I'll watch the Olympics. You know what I mean? I don't mind the high-flying stuff. I don't mind the flips or whatever. Sometimes to me, though, I get to the point where I'm like, this ain't wrestling. It's not wrestling to me anymore. Y'all just showing off what y'all can do. And it's gymnastics at some point. And for me, that kind of was a turn-off. So I did fall asleep, but I woke back up and I played the match over again. And I thought it was great. Not too far different from the other matches that they've already had recently. So for me, it was just like, okay, it's good. If no one's ever seen these two in the ring together, they would definitely enjoy this. I do want to say, anyway, Ricochet ended up taking away. Y'all knew Commander wasn't winning this shit. Now look, I do want to say that it was really obvious. Tony Khan, I get it. People at Rampage were tired as fuck, so there were piped in cheers. And for me, in piped in reaction, where it's very obvious, which is something that kept bothering me throughout the show. I was like, you know what? I get it, because no reaction is worse than anything else. So I kind of feel like the crowd is tired. You know, you guys are filming all these shows back to back to back on one night. This is what happens when you get the fatigue from the crowd. Now, me personally, one of the real sickos out there, I am on 10 for the whole show. But other people, most people are not like that. They're tired as hell. So you're not going to have that reaction that you're hoping to have throughout the entire night. And this is one of those situations where they're tired as hell. So you got to put in those reactions so that it seems like and sounds like people are happier about the show than what we actually see. Rampage, not bad. Continental Classic matches, they were good. Deonna and Taya Valkyrie, we got to get back to the drawing board on that. Other than that, I'm happy about them promoting Ring of Honor on Rampage. So I'm hoping for a good show when it comes to that pay-per-view, which I will be doing a live watch along to, and also a review if you can't watch the live stream. And that should be a good show. It better be a good show, Tony Khan, because I'm already not happy about some of the things that's going on with that. You guys, I'll be back tomorrow with a live stream of AEW Collision and also a review of Collision. So come back here tomorrow night for more wrestling. See you guys then. Bye.